Good morning, students. Today we are discussing about finance. Actually, what is finance? Finance is a broad term that describes activities associated with banking, leverage, or debt, credit, capital markets, money, and investment. Basically, finance represents money management and the process of acquiring needed funds. Finance also encompasses the oversight, creation, and study of money, banking, credit, investments, assets, and liabilities that make up financial system. As we know, finance is the lifeblood of the organization, and every organization requires finance for running the organization. What are the sources of finance? Sources of finance is the provision of finance to a company to cover its short-term requirement or working capital requirement and long-term requirement or fixed asset requirement. In financing the business operations, companies typically resort to a mix of internally generated fund and external capital from the public. Okay, the source of finance are two: long-term source and short-term source. First one, long-term source of finance. Mainly, there are two long-term source of finance. First one, long-term securities. Second one, loan capital. Long-term security means the security having the maturity time is more than 12 months. Loan capital means the fund raised by way of loan from the bank or other financial institution. Today we are discussing about long-term securities. Mainly there are two types of long-term securities: ordinary share or equity share. Second one, preference share. Then first one, ordinary share or equity share. Ordinary or common share represent the ownership position in a company. The holders of the ordinary shares, called shareholders, are the legal owners of the company. Ordinary shares are the source of permanent capital since they do not have any maturity date. For the capital contributed by the shareholders, they are entitled for dividend. The amount or rate of dividend is not fixed. It is decided by the company's board of directors. A common or ordinary share is therefore known as variable income security. Being the owners of the company, shareholders bear the risk of ownership. They are entitled to dividends after the income claims of others have been satisfied. Next one, what are the features of ordinary share or equity share? Ordinary shares has a number of special features which distinguish it from other securities. These features generally related to the rights and claims of the ordinary shareholders. Then what are the features of ordinary shares? First one, claim on income. Ordinary shareholders have a residual ownership claim. They have a claim to the residual income, which is earnings available for the ordinary shareholders after paying expenses, interest charge, taxes, and a preference dividend if any. This income may be split into two parts: dividend and retained earnings. Dividends are immediately paid to the shareholders, but retained earnings are enjoyed in the future. Second one, claim on assets. Ordinary shareholders also have a residual claim on the company's assets in the case of liquidation. Liquidation can occur on account of business failure or sale of business. Out of the realized value of asset, first the claim of debt holders and then the preference shareholders are satisfied, and the remaining balance, if any, is paid to the ordinary shareholders or equity shareholders. Next one, right to control. Control in the context of company means power to determine its policies. The company's major policies and decisions are approved by the board of directors, while day-to-day operations are carried out by managers appointed by the board. Thus, control may be defined as the power to appoint directors. Next one, voting rights. Ordinary shareholders are required to vote on a number of important matters. The most significant proposals include election of directors and changes in the memorandum of association. Next one, preemptive right. The preemptive right entitles a shareholder to maintain his proportionate share of ownership in the company. The law grants shareholders the right to purchase new shares in the same proportion as their current ownership. Thus, if the shareholder owns 1% of company's ordinary share, he has preemptive right to buy 1% of new shares issued. Last one, limited liability. Ordinary shareholders are the true owners of the company, but their liability is limited to the amount of their investment in business. If a shareholder has already fully paid the issue price of the share purchased, he has nothing more to contribute in the event of financial distress or liquidation. Okay, then we are discussing the pros and cons of equity financing. Equity capital is the most important long-term source of financing. It offers a number of pros and cons. Firstly, what are the important advantages or pros of equity financing? First one, permanent capital. Since ordinary shares are not redeemable, the company has no liability for cash outflow associated with its redemption. Second one, borrowing base. The equity capital increases the company's financial base and thus its borrowing limits. Third one, dividend payment discretion. A company is not legally obliged to pay dividends. In times of financial difficulties, it can reduce or suspend payment of dividends. Then, what are the disadvantages or cons of equity finance? First one, cost. Shares have a higher cost due to two reasons. Firstly, dividends are not tax deductible as are interest payments. Second one, flotation cost on the ordinary cost are higher than those on debt. Then second disadvantage is risk. Ordinary shares are riskier from investors' point of view, as there is uncertainty regarding dividend and capital gains. Third one, earnings dilution. The issue of new ordinary shares dilutes the existing shareholders' earnings per share if the profits do not increase immediately in proportion to the increase in the number of equity shares. Ownership dilution. Next one, ownership dilution. The issuance of new ordinary shares may dilute the ownership and control of the existing shareholders. Okay, then we are discussing some point relating to some important term relating to equity shares. First one, public issue of equity. Public issue of equity means raising of capital directly from the public. As per the existing norms, a company with the track record is free to determine the issue price of its shares at the time of public issue. Thus, it can issue shares at a premium. However, a new company has to issue its shares at par only. Then second term is private placement. Private placement involves sale of shares by a company to few selected investors, particularly the institutional investors like UTI, LIC, IDBI, etc. etc. Then there are certain advantages for private placement. It is helpful to issue small amount of fund. It is less expensive and It takes less time to raise funds through private placement. Then another term is right issue of equity shares. A right issue involves selling of ordinary shares to the existing shareholders of the company. The law in India requires that the new ordinary shares must be first issued to the existing shareholders on a pro rata basis. This preemptive right can be forfeited by the shareholders through a special resolution. Obviously, this will dilute their ownership. Then again, there are certain pros and cons of right issue. The important advantages of right issues are, firstly, the existing shareholders' control is maintained through pro rata issue of shares. Secondly, raising funds through the sale of right issue rather than public issue involves less flotation cost. Thirdly, in the case of profitable companies, the issue is more likely to be successful since the subscription price is set much below the current market price. These are the advantages of right issue. Then there are some disadvantages. The important disadvantages is to the shareholders who fails to exercise their right. They lose in terms of decline in their wealth. Okay, thank you.